Yo guys! Plunger here! Skibidi Toilet haters, this video is aimed at you. If you love Skibidi Toilet, send this to your favorite Skibidi detractor. If you truly are a Skibidi hater watching, I'm already impressed. Let's do it. Skibidi Toilet is good. Now, the most common responses from a Skibidi hater are things like, it's brain rot, and it's just heads in toilets. Well, you're wrong. Skibidi Toilet is great, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to dismantle the most common arguments one by one, starting with moral panic. The word brain rot has become inescapable in any online place discussing Skibidi. Obviously, many people typing these things are joking and just want to call it the funny word. But trust me, many people die on this hill and truly believe in brain rot and Skibidi syndrome. Whether you love it or hate it, Skibidi Toilet is undeniably popular. But why, and with who? Is it just because kids will absorb any attention-grabbing brain rot slop YouTube Shorts throws at them? Take a step back and look at the entire series. Skibidi Toilet is now over 2 hours long in total, with almost all of that being long-form content. The early chaotic shorts are only the entry point. And, I hate to break it to you if you really think it's mind-melting slop for babies, but young and old people alike have been enjoying the series. This only applies more so as the themes become increasingly mature. It's not even made for kids. Just check into almost any reaction channel or streamer watching the entire series. You're pretty much guaranteed to see their brain rot expectations challenged as they watch. This rapid evolution completely shifted Skibidi Toilet's identity to something larger and more ambitious, and the audience have been sticking with it for almost 2 years. I wonder why. Maybe it's not popular because it's just wild zany shorts after all. In any case, the evolution of the series since the first shorts isn't the only argument against the brain rot label. Let's revisit those supposed brain rot shorts. Tell me, what makes them brain rot? Is it the lack of context? The song? Or is it because the main characters are unconventional? Let's be real. If these were dudes in realistic tanks fighting soldiers, or standard movie aliens fighting normal robots, would you still call it brain rot? If not, it sounds like you're hung up on aesthetics, and you're letting a couple of quirky design choices overshadow everything else. Clearly they were wacky, clearly they were silly. But what is also clear is that brain rot is implying an undefined and unearned deeper level of corruption, but in reality, it's just moral panic from something harmless and unique. The unique aspects are why the series stands out. They aren't flaws, they're the core of its appeal. And personally, it's crazy impressive to see what it's become while staying true to its premise. Next time someone says they like Skibidi Toilet or you see a new episode trending and rush to comment your epic insult, consider this. Repeating the word brain rot like thousands of others might actually be the real brain rot after all. Seasoned Skibidi enjoyers will scoff at this one, but I've genuinely seen this used as an argument against the series. Unfortunately, it's entirely misguided. Now, I get it. Humor is subjective. But here's the thing. Only the first YouTube shorts were designed for shock value and quick laughs. They account for around 1 to 2% of Skibidi Toilet's runtime now. So, even if you don't like the in-your-face humor, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Even so, arguing that the whole series sucks because it isn't funny is like arguing a horror movie sucks because it isn't funny. Yeah, bro. It's not supposed to be. If you watch even a minute of this show, Skibidi Toilet clearly isn't aiming to be a comedy. It has evolved into a genuinely high-stakes sci-fi action thriller with multiple weaving plot arcs and intense battle scenes. It's a surprisingly layered story with lots of lore. This is probably the most common attempt at a serious criticism of the series. So when people say that Skibidi does or doesn't have lore, what they usually mean is story and plot development. So, I'm going to show you a few key Skibidi characters. This will be an exercise in Skibidi character development. A then and now. Here's Camerawoman at the start, here's Camerawoman now, here's G-Toilet then, and here's G-Toilet now, here's Titan TV Man then, and here's Titan TV Man now, here's Plunger Man then, here's Plunger Man now. Oh well, actually, let's just forget that one. Point is, characters develop, and it's driven both physically and personality-wise. For example, Camerawoman now goes by Plunger Woman, and we learn that she was very close with the late Plungerman, and after tragedy and reflection, has taken up his legacy, wielding his weapons in his honor. Her pain at her loss is very apparent, but it clearly drives her forward. Want to talk about plot arcs? Here's just a couple. We have the Parasite Possession arc from episode 30 to 57, where hundreds of Alliance agents are being possessed after the scientist unleashed an army of small toilets that latch on to the neck of agents, and even one of the 3 Titans has been captured. We see the struggle, planning, and strategy as the Alliance agents attempt to develop technology to free their friends and Titan speakermen. We are currently in the middle of the Astro arc, where a full-scale invasion of Earth is taking place, and the Alliance has had to team up with the original Skibidi Toilets. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I suppose. Okay, but what about true lore? Backstory. Oh, don't worry, we got the backstory. In episodes 45 to 47, we are introduced to a mysterious human agent, the only surviving human we know about at the time, and he has been shrouded in mystery ever since. However, episode 70, we learn that his origins are entangled with that of the main base that the Skibidi Toilets reside in before it got raided by the Alliance. Episode 73, we learn that the hardware heads used to be human. Specifically, Plungerman was Dave, and Camerawoman was Kathy. We also see our first human survivors, but one seems off. Episode 74, we get our first glimpse of how humans are forced to turn into Skibidi Toilets, with the song acting as some kind of hypnosis. Oh look, a Brainrot reference. In addition, the introduction of the Astro Toilet invasion here begins to unravel the origins of the toilets as a whole. In episode 77, we learn that the secret agent and some of the most prominent Skibidi Toilets are more connected than we thought. And that's just so far. Point is, rather than a faceless horde of random hardware mashups and a bunch of porcelain jump scares, Skibidi Toilet has story, character development, and yes, lore. It's just heads in toilets? Bruh, way to reduce a series to its initial aesthetics again. Yeah, this is probably the most common blockage in the way stopping people from enjoying the series. The distaste of the core aesthetic seems to instantly override the ability to see all of the things that make this series good. I think the Brainrot section actually did a lot to debunk this. So, what I'm going to do for this argument is just do a simple little visual comparison. At the left is what most haters will imagine when you mention Skibidi Toilet, the first few shorts with toilets singing. The right is what 99% of the runtime of Skibidi Toilet consists of. Just soak it in. You're really complaining about that? The popularity of this unique core concept of an invasion of strange but iconic toilet creatures has opened the floodgates for some of the most imaginative storytelling and world-building in recent internet media. What starts as singing toilets becomes a war of titans, alliances, betrayals, and survival on a planetary scale. Reducing it to heads in toilets is like calling Star Wars a bunch of people with glow sticks. A bit reductive, don't you think? I think it's clear it's not just a head in a toilet. Maybe you're just a head in a toilet and you're jealous. At the end of the day, you don't have to love Skibidi Toilet. I'm not your mother. I can't force you to enjoy Skibidi Toilet more than I can force you to like any other sci-fi series. But maybe, just maybe, I've shown you that it's more than just toilets. It's a story of creativity, evolution, and ambition. Maybe it's worth a second look. If you like Skibidi, I've made a couple shorts you can share with your favorite Skibidi haters. Check them out, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.